Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another collective reading. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're new here, thank you for joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our club. Okay, so this reading was a request. All right, we're gonna get into what were they plotting, or what were or are they plotting. But let me just tell you, I'm gonna already say they failed. Spirit wants you to know that this person failed. It don't matter. This is in the past. This person is looking goofy. But when I asked Spirit, I was like, Spirit, please expose this person's plot against you. And Spirit exposed them. Spirit dropped the T, right? Spirit said, I'm going to do more than expose their plot. I'm going to expose this whole situation. Okay? This whole situation for what it really is, right? So we're going to get into it. But before we do, I just want to let you guys know that if you want to suggest anything, you're always welcome to drop suggestions, because look, I'm here to talk to you, right? We're here. Like, I want to know what you want to know. If you have something on your mind, don't be afraid to drop it. And just make sure you're clear. Like, if you want it to be a collective reading or if you want it to be a pick a card, because this is a collective reading because it was dropped under the collective reading. But if you ever want to pick a card, you can also drop those suggestions as well. Just be clear, okay? And I love doing what you guys want. I literally put them like in the front of the queue. We're not going to vote on it. If you ask for it, you're going to get it, okay? So enough of that. Let's just get into this reading. Ooh, I forgot. Disclaimer. Take what resonates, leave what does not. If it does not resonate, then it is for somebody else, okay? So Spirit wanted me to get your advice before we get into the cards, okay? I was going to do it last, but I felt like I felt called to do it first. And I think the reason for doing it first is because, like I said, this person has already failed. This situation is like, Spirit wants you to know you don't have to worry about this, right? And so it's like Spirit's like, let's go ahead and set you up. Let's go ahead and set up your mindset before we even give this person this acknowledgement, because high key, they don't deserve it. All right, high key, this ain't nothing but boo, 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 boo. All right, so let's get your advice. We're going to pull it from the message jar. Okay. Spirit, what advice, what does my collective need to know going into this reading, Spirit? What does my collective need to know going into this reading? What do they need to know? What does they need to know? Okay. One message. I love it. Spirit wants you to know. Spirit wants you to focus on your best qualities. Focus on your best qualities, okay? That's what Spirit wants you to know going into this reading, all right? And I think that's perfect. We do have some numbers here. We have 12, 9, 5, 12. So let me know if those mean anything to you guys. I'm always interested in how these resonate. Fun fact, when I made this jar, I used to keep it in my office, and one of my coworkers, she would love to come into my office whenever she just needed a little something, something. Because that's how I put it. Like, if you need a little something, something, you just get a message out the message jar. I think it's so fun. And she would just come in, grab herself a message, and I just loved looking at her face, because from her, based on what she says, each one of them always hit. They always hit every time for her. And I honestly say, like, high key, if you ever get to pull one for yourself, it's always best to pull one for yourself, in my opinion. Because the thing about this divination stuff is that Spirit wants you to connect, right? And it's like, we're here for entertainment. We're here to, like I say, work out our intuition. But in your own spiritual practice, Spirit wants a one-on-one with you, right? Because that's what the relationship is. Spirit is the higher self. There is no separate higher self. The higher self is Spirit. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'm rambling because I'm in a good mood. I'm in a good mood. I might actually cut some of that rambling. But anyway, so collective. Finally getting into the cards. What was this person's plot against you? What were they plotting? Okay. So the first cards we have are our oracle cards. We have time and we have complication here. Okay. This person, you know what? The way I'm going to phrase it, this is how Spirit wants me to phrase it. This person's plot was to sit back and watch you fail. Yeah, this person's plan was to sit back and watch you fail, right? I'm hearing abandonment, right? This person, they may have abandoned you or dropped you. I'm hearing left, right? Or there was some type of separation, right? Maybe there was this separation that you guys had, whoever this person is. I'm getting several different types of relationships, right? Like they're like kind of flashing in my head. But this person, the way you split, this person saw themselves or they perceive themselves to be leaving you behind, right? They felt like you would be the one in the disadvantaged position, right? You were going to pull the shorter straw or whatever, right? They felt like you got the bad outcome, right? You guys could have fell out. This could have been a breakup. You could have kicked them out, right? It doesn't matter. When they walked away, in their mind, they were convinced that they were the victor regardless. They thought that they were walking into a better situation and that you would see, right? I'm hearing you'll see, she'll see, he'll see, right? This person, they were betting on it. The collective's going to see that I'm better than them. The collective is going to be humbled. This person, their plan was to watch you be humbled after this separation, right? And maybe for some of you, they instigated this separation in order to humble you, right? I'm getting, for some of you, they instigated this separation to humble you. For others of you, after you were separated, I'm hearing you walked away from them. They wished this on you, right? Evil eye. I'm looking at these eyes here and this Hierophant card. See his eyes glowing red? This person was wishing it on you, right? Their plot, in many ways, was to instigate or orchestrate the ruining of your life, okay? That sounds dramatic, but that is the vibe. This person wanted to ruin your life. But they didn't really want to put their hands on it. Like, let's be for real. And that's why Spirit wanted me to word this the way I did. Okay? They wanted to sit back. They wanted to do nothing but be in the audience for your show. And Spirit wanted me to word it that way as well, because that's what they're doing. Right? They don't really want to ruin. They don't really want to fight you. This is somebody. They don't want your show to end. Okay? They don't want your show to end. They want to keep showing up. They want to watch. This person cannot walk away mentally. They are stuck on you. Because time is also about returning. Right? This time card, it says much about this boat being left on this beach or this path as it is about this person coming back down the path and witnessing the changes of the boat, right? This person was always going to check on you. This person was always, that their plan is to keep their eyes on you. Their plot was to be in attendance. That's how silly this is. But see, like I said, this boat had a purpose. And now it's fulfilling another purpose, right? And I'm hearing This person doesn't know what failure looks like, because they would see it maybe in themselves. And I'm sorry, but that's not coming from me. That's coming from the spirit. Because I think spirit wants them to understand that you cannot be worried about somebody else. You cannot, not to this degree, right? You cannot be this mad about somebody else. You cannot be this panini pressed because somebody else is showing up, right? This person is so mad at you for being a star, that instead of just putting on their own show, they buy tickets and sit in your audience. That don't make no sense. And so they thought they were going to come back and celebrate this ship or this boat never hitting water. Right? Because that's what they thought would end you. They thought you would be done for. You would have nothing if you could never touch that water again. But they're coming back and they're seeing that you have, I'm hearing, overgrown. There are a bunch of plants coming out of this boat. You have overgrown. You have exceeded expectations. You have built a new ecosystem. This person doesn't understand the nature of failure. And they definitely don't understand the nature of you. I heard sticky situation. We have complications. This person thought that they were going to complicate your life, take away your resources. They thought they were going to leave you or put you in a situation that would render you useless, hopeless, right? They thought you wouldn't be able to help yourself. But see, I'm saying this is who you really are. Overgrown. They don't understand. They have more to learn. Right? This person, their plan was for you to need them. Right? Their plan was for you to wish you had them. Wish you had them back in your life. Wish you had their help. They wanted you to wish you never let them go. They wanted you to regret leaving them behind. They wanted you to attribute all of these, failures and disasters and negative outcomes. They wanted you to attribute that to you not being with them or not having them in your life. They wanted you to think that they were right. Okay? And then underneath, at the bottom here, we have generosity. I can already tell this reading will be a little long. We have generosity. This person wanted to withhold something from you, right? In a way to kind of they wanted to make you need something by withholding something. And it's kind of backwards, right? They wanted to withhold something from you, but I'm seeing that whatever this thing that they withheld, it wasn't anything you really needed. I'm getting that whatever they tried to withhold from you was not anything that you were really pining for. You weren't stressed for this. Maybe they didn't know this, or maybe they overlooked this, but I'm seeing here that whatever it was that they tried to keep from you, you were high-key good without. Even if I gotta work a few more hours, to you that was better than sticking around with somebody or dealing with somebody who wants to humble you. You know what I mean? It's you're not really, you know what I'm saying, you're stronger than that. You would rather go get another job, right? Okay, but it's this person, they wanted to withhold this from you as a way to kind of show you, so that you would then value whatever this was that they had, right? This person is desperate. They were desperate for leverage. They just wanted to be better. They just wanted to feel better than you. They wanted you to beg them, right? They wanted you to beg them for something. They wanted you to offer something, bargain with them, right? They thought they were going to put you in some type of survival mode, right? Put you in a state of panic. I'm getting anxiety, right? This person thought they were going to trigger your need to please, or your need to, like I say, beg. But you didn't do that. You didn't do that. So here we have the Hierophant. All right. So remember I was saying these evil eyes, right? This person calculating. I'm seeing here with the Hierophant, this person wanted to undermine your authority, right? So this could be, I'm getting more so about like inner knowledge, inner knowings, right? This person may have been really jealous of your mindset. Something here about your mindset, your beliefs, right? Your discipline, right? Your practices, right? Something about the things that you know in a social, or there's something here with the Hierophant. It's more intuitive. The things that you know are more intuitive, right? And like I said, it has to do with practice and discipline. This could be, you knowing a lot about art, music, religion, spirituality, philosophy, right? This person wanted to undermine. I'm definitely getting philosophies, right? I'm getting philosophies. Ooh, what's crazy? I was thinking of this book earlier, and I was wondering why. And I was thinking of this book earlier, one of my favorite books, and I had I wanted to tell you guys about the book, but I was like, I'm not gonna tell y'all about it. Like, why? I never tell y'all about the books I'm reading. Why would I do that? But now I'm getting this book, and I feel like that's why. Like Spirit, and look, I don't think Spirit necessarily wants you to read this book, but Spirit wants me to talk about Winnie the Pooh. Okay. Winnie the Pooh got an old soul, but he also has like a child's soul. He's simple, but he's also profound. The book I'm reading is called, let me get it. It's called Pooh and the Philosophers. I got this at a, what is it called? Like a thrift convention. And I always take the covers off, but this is the cover of the book. Pooh and the Philosophers, okay? In which it is shown that all of Western philosophy is merely a preamble to Winnie the Pooh. It's a great book. But it talks a lot about Pooh's simple philosophies and the way he kind of approaches life. He approaches it in a very simplified way. And actually, I was thinking about that earlier too. Simplify your process, simplify your understanding, right? Narrow it down, like I said, be specific, narrow it down. Winnie the Pooh has a very narrowed down, simple, yet specific, philosophical approach, right? And it comes off very, very peaceful. It comes off very whimsical. He's full of acceptance. He's full of like this hidden wisdom, right? That's connected really to the inner child. When I tell you, Winnie the Pooh is like one of my favorite properties, right? But this person I'm getting, they hated your carefree, lighthearted, peaceful. You seem to have a peaceful understanding, a way of doing things, right? But you have it's like an authority behind it, right? If you ever watch Winnie the Pooh or read it, he always comes with wisdom, right? There's this authority behind Winnie the Pooh when he talks to Piglet, right? The comments he makes about Tigger. He has this authority about him in regards to understanding. And I feel like this person was triggered by your wisdom in these certain areas, right? Like I said, like it could be your understanding of just philosophy and life and how you go about life. It could be about music. Maybe you know a lot about anime and the way it's something about this and it connects to the inner child here with the sun, right? That connects with your inner child. You have this, I don't know, this lighthearted but authoritative wisdom. It's like there's a confidence here, right? There's a peacefulness, a happiness with the sun. I feel like this person kind of envied your glow, right? You seemed, like I said, some people may see you as childish, but not in an immature way, more of like a fun, whimsical, sweet, simple way, right? Maybe you watch cartoons. Maybe you just like to chill, enjoy, you like to read your books, right? You like to, I'm getting somebody who's really into their hobbies. This person, yeah, I feel like this person, they hated, I'm getting that they were triggered. They were so triggered about you being in your hobbies and the knowledge that came with those hobbies, right? And I would say even the authority that comes with those hobbies, right? Like if you knit, this person, maybe they're starting to knit, but you've been knitting for 5-6 years, right? Maybe this person likes to paint, but you've been painting all your life. Maybe your paintings look better than them, right? Maybe this person, they like to write, but your writing is a lot more, whatever, right? And maybe this person likes music, but you are an engineer. You have a freelance engineer side hustle, and you be in your studio, your room/studio, just making beats. And this person, they just hate that you just be in your room making beats, doing what you want to do, having fun, and being at peace about it, right? And this person, I feel like they wanted to outshine you, right? When I was looking at this spread here, it's like, this is really what they wanted, their outcome, right? This is what they really wanted here. This is how they see you, right? And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, all they wanted to do was to take your place. So here is how they see you, but also the position they wanted, right? The position they wanted to gain from these actions, right? And then it's, of course, clarified more so down here. And then this is just really where they're at. Spirit, this is where Spirit lets you know what's happening now, right? Because this person, they failed, right? And so they wanted to take your light. They wanted to be in the sun position. They wanted to be the rock star, the celebrity, right? The main character. And simply because that's how they see you. This person wanted to be the one, coming off happy and glowy and charismatic and fun. I'm getting a Leo energy. This person, maybe they are a Leo. Maybe you're a Leo, right? But they're, and then the Queen of Wands here. And then we have the Emperor, which is also fire. So I'm getting like, maybe both of you are fire signs, right? Maybe they're a fire sign. Let me tell you, fire signs be getting jealous. They be getting jealous. Fire signs take it personal when people steal the show, right? I don't know why. I'm not an astrologer, but I've noticed. And so maybe they're a fire sign and they don't like that you're more of a sun than they are, right? How you gonna come in here and you shining bright like you the sun? They don't like that. And so this person, their plot was to watch you fail so that they could be the sun. They wanted to take this position, right? When you failed because of this sticky situation, they were hoping that it would lead to them being able, they'd be like, oh, that's a vacant position right there. They thought they would be able to slide in and get the show back, right? It's like in a TV show where the bully wants to see the nerd fall on stage. But all that person did was, impress everybody. They dodged the trap and impressed everybody, right? And this bully just sitting in the crowd. Everybody's clapping, giving you your flowers, and they're sitting in the crowd with their arms crossed. That's this person. They thought everybody would boo you off stage and then come to their theater, come see their show. That's not happening, right? Here with Judgment, that takes us right into this card. This person, like I said, they wanted everybody to boo you. Look at this card here, the Judgment card. It's a graveyard, and I immediately noticed like all these people in this graveyard. This person, and then the fact that they're all zombies, getting up to come for you, right? Like this person wanted a mob. They wanted a mob for you. They wanted a mob to hate you, agree that you weren't shit, decide that you are, like this person wanted everybody to agree with them. This person wanted everybody to see you as a terrible person, right? This person, they wanted to sit back and watch everybody go, oh my God, the collective sucks. We hate the collective. This person wanted everybody to believe that you were not shit. But I'm hearing that you are hot shit, collective, okay? You are hot shit. That's why they wanted to come for you so bad. That's why they're so pressed. They could feel like you look better. They could feel like you are more creative. You're more ambitious. I'm hearing it, girl. This person from their perspective, you come off like a it girl. You come off like you are the alpha. You are the baddest bitch in the room. You come off like a girl boss, like you got it together, all your ducks in a row, you know, and you don't even, it's not like you're court or an office siren or anything like that. But it's definitely giving, like, when you come in the room, when they see you, when they witness you, when they get to experience your presence, they get somebody who is actually quite a threat, somebody who's made for the title, somebody who is made for the title, right? That's what I'm getting. And they hate that. Like, they hate this. And so they wanted everybody to disagree with you. They wanted everybody to be like, oop, collective, you're wrong, right? They wanted everybody to shut you down and, like I say, humble you. And they thought, like I said, that if you get humbled, if everybody boos you, then they can take the spot. Then they can be the it girl. They can be the hottest person, right? I'm definitely getting a shallow vibe. Something shallow as hell, where this person, it's like they just want to be you, right? I saw this quote the other day. I forgot how exactly it went, but it was like, how did it go? It was like, they hate that you are what they cosplay as, right? Or when they're around you, it's like it exposes what they cosplay as, right? And I'm feeling like this is, like I said, Spirit is exposing them. Spirit is exposing all of it. All of it. Because they were never supposed to be all up in your Kool-Aid. They were never supposed to be focused on you. And that's why, like, the thing, when you focus your energy on ruining somebody's life or punishing somebody, let me tell you, karma is not your job. Karma is not your job. Karma is not your job. Oh my God. This person wanted to impose some type of karmic debt onto you. And Spirit is saying, like, this person, like, that's an abuse. That's an abuse. Karma is not their job. It's not, and I don't know what happened. Maybe they really feel like you deserve some type of karma. Well, Spirit is saying that evil eye, they have to get karma for that. That's why you mind your business. Let God handle it. Right? And so this person really thought that they were going to get everybody to agree with them about who you were. They thought they were going to orchestrate this great downfall, this great exposing of you. They thought they were going to orchestrate. They thought they were going to expose you, basically, right? I'm getting the Lulu. This person thought they were going to expose you for being some type of fraud, being some type of failure. But I'm trying to understand, like, if they weren't seeing you fail, why did they think you would, right? If this is how they see you, why would they think you would perform any different, right? And that's because they were trying to indirectly stick their hand in it. So for some of you, it could be beyond evil eye. This person was actually trying to instigate some type of spell work or witchcraft or whatever. They look goofy, right? You can't do that. You're not going to do that. The reality is that all that shit backfires. Like, I don't know why, but that's my personal belief, so I'm not going to even get into that. But for them, it backfired, okay? With the Eight of Swords, I'm hearing lock you out. Ooh, lock the door right here. So I'm getting with the Eight of Swords, this person wanted to make you feel like you didn't have any options. Remember, like I said, this person wanted you to look back and be like, damn, I should have never left them. Damn, I wish I could ask them for help. Damn, they were right. Like, they wanted you to wish you could run back to them. They wanted to make you need them, make you feel like you were under them. Like I said, undermine your authority. They wanted you to feel like you didn't know anything and that you needed to go to them for some help or some wisdom or some guidance, right? They wanted you to feel like you didn't know what to do, right? They wanted you to feel cornered, trapped, right? And it's just like, yeah, it's like I'm getting this person did not like your ambition. This person didn't like your focus. They didn't like where you were putting your energy or your lifestyle, how you were building this lifestyle around what you were doing, right? This person felt jealous about it. They felt, this could be a sibling. I'm getting somebody who they live with you, or they just saw, they were able to see you often. Sibling, roommate, friend, family, right? partner even. They hated seeing you doing the work that you were doing and building the life that you were building, right? Underneath here, we have the Emperor. This person, they wanted to be your daddy, right? I'm getting this person, they wanted to be the one, like they wanted to ground you. Ooh, that's deep. This person wanted to ground you, right? Like you're grounded. This person wanted to punish you, put you in time out with this Eight of Swords, right? They wanted to put you in time out. They wanted to stop your show. They wanted you to be suspended. I'm getting like this could have been somebody who's lurking on your pages or just trying to orchestrate. Maybe they're trying to report your content if you have content, right? This person wanted to kind of like stop your traffic, stop your flow, right? Stop your ways of earning income. This person wanted to stop your exposure. They just wanted to like cut it off. They wanted to cut off your supply so that you wouldn't be able to grow. They wanted you to feel, I'm getting suffocated, right? They wanted you to feel suffocated so that they could be the one to kind of like I keep saying humbled, right? With that ground. They wanted to ground you. Ooh, it's so dark. It's so dark to me. And like, it's a dark projection, right? Because what are we talking about? This person, I'm hearing ground as in make something more real, make something more relatable, right? Make something more common, right? This person wanted to make you more like everybody else, or how they see everybody, something more relatable. They wanted to make, and it's like I feel like this person was triggered. It implies that this person was triggered because they felt like who you are or what you were doing was way too outside of their scope of perception, right? What you were doing was coming off as fake to them. They didn't understand it, right? It was too unreal. I'm not sure why, right? Something about what you were doing, it's like their mind couldn't accept the magnitude. And so they had to come up with this narrative that you're not all that, you're probably lying, you probably Photoshop, you probably don't look like that in real life, you're probably, using AI, or you're probably, it's giving something like that. Where this person, they just didn't want what you were doing to be real, because to them, it's too far outside of what they feel is possible, right? Like I said, which is a projection. It's a projection of their own feelings about their capacity. This is how they feel about what they can do. And it's like they hate seeing you do it because, like I said, it's too far. It's too far for them, right? It's not real for them. So they wanted to make you more attainable, right? They were angry or triggered because you were not attainable, or they did not feel like you were attainable. You were out of their league, is what I'm getting. And so they thought that if they humbled you, if they orchestrated this mob against you that would, if they could ruin your reputation so that you could never get a job in this town again, if they could do something like that, make you feel like you had no options, then only then they felt like they could see a more realistic version of you, right? Only then could they see a version of you that they're comfortable with, that doesn't trigger them or challenge them. They want to see a version of you that doesn't, challenge their perceptions of themselves. They don't want, because the thing is, light casts shadows. It is the light that casts the shadows, right? And so you are, it's like, or another metaphor for that are things that are large. The larger something is, the more of a shadow it casts. And so it's like, this person, they don't want to be overshadowed, right? This person, by you especially, maybe for some of you, but they don't want to be overshadowed. They don't want to not be the center of attention. They don't want to not have all of the authority or the say-so. They don't want to be the person that doesn't know the most. This person wants to come into the room and know everything. They want to know more than everybody in the room. They want to know Like, they want to see themselves as the guru or the master, or, you know, it's like somebody who they sing, right? They're in a class, and they're the singer in the class, and then another person comes in the class, and she's a cute girl just like the other girl's a cute girl, and she's also a singer, and maybe they sing about the same quality, right? But it's like, because the other girl is just as good, right? And I feel like in your situation, I feel like you're better than them, right? And that's not even to gas you up. I'm just getting that. I'm getting here, you're actually on a level that they don't feel is possible for themselves yet, right? But I'm getting that their mentality is that this is the type of person where it don't even have to be that you're better than them. They just don't want another person sharing the spotlight, right? They would see that other girl who sings just as good as them, looks just as cute as them, right? They're about equal. But because the teacher also want to hear the other girl sing, and because their classmates also clap for that other girl, this person lets that go to their head. They let that like really get to them. And I'm a little disturbed, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's like this person, they want to be the only one. They don't want to share the spotlight, right? They want to be the emperor. They want to be the one that you or anybody refers to, right? And so this person thought that they thought that they were really going to be able, and I'm seeing like in their head, they want to be the emperor. They wish. So when they got triggered, they really thought they were going to take it into their own hands and orchestrate your downfall. But Spirit said it don't work like that, because they don't have that authority. That's not within their realm of control. Okay? So here with these messages, we have take out the trash and lock the door, right? So we take out the trash, like obviously I hear this person wanted to take you out, right? This person wanted to, remove you, right? They wanted to remove you from the equation. With lock the door here, again, like this person, like I said, they wanted to ruin your opportunities, right? They wanted to shut you out of opportunities. They wanted to stop your flow. They wanted to keep you from being able to progress, expand, evolve, right? This person, they wanted to witness a failure. They wanted to witness destruction. But it just didn't happen at the end of the day. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, the reality is that they were the trash that was taken out and the door was locked on them. Now they don't have access to you. Now they are out of your life, right? Like I said, this person was always going to come back. They were always going to check on you. They were always going to see what you were doing, because they were always in the front row. This person never left the audience. This person doesn't understand that if they want people in their audience, and they need to go do something. If they want people to show up for them, then they actually need to do something. Because sitting in your audience, hoping for you to trip on stage is not the same as building a brand, right? It's not the same as doing the work, right? Where are we now, really? Right? Because like I said, this person failed. So first of all, we have the Page of Swords, okay? This person, they're just watching you. I mean, the longer they watch, the more of a fool they are. Maybe that's harsh, but that's what Spirit's saying. The more they just sit back and watch you and wait passively for something bad to happen to you, the more they waste time, the more reductive they become, right? The more they lose their gains, right? It's like, I'm looking at this person's hollow cheeks. They don't have no muscle. They don't got no fat, right? The more they sit here, the more malnutrition they become, because they're not supposed to be trying to eat your food. They're not supposed to be overly invested in somebody else's downfall. This is somebody, look, let me be for real. This is somebody who has a creative path that is just waiting for them to commit to the focus, right? Commit to the focus. When this person gets there, they're going to realize that they wasted so much time. Because Spirit is like really trying to show them that You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're focused on the wrong thing. And let me tell you, collective, you're focused on the right thing, right?
And I think this is why the beginning advice is the way it is, focus on your best qualities, because this is really where this person has failed, right? Their focus is so much on lack, what they don't have, what they are not, what somebody else is, that they don't understand that they're kind of like, basing their reality in their worst attributes, right? They are not focused on the things about them that are working, that are great, that are interesting, that they do want to develop. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person, if they were focused on the right things, they would continue to develop the things about them, the qualities about them that are meant to benefit them, that are positive, that are creative. They would just be the person that they claim to be. But I think this person, in many ways, they don't believe that they are. They have a lack mindset. So make sure you just keep focusing on your good qualities, the best qualities about you. Don't harp on negativity, and especially negativity about yourself, right? If you're not going to change it, like, the thing is, like, if you don't like something, change it. But don't sit in it. Don't make your reality about that negativity.
Where are we now? The Fool. You've moved on. You have a new narrative, right? It's a new story, new chapter, new life, new book, new movie, right? And I think that's what this person, why they're stuck here in this Page of Swords energy, because they're still waiting for something to happen. And that story has ended. That story is over. We're in a whole new timeline. That past shit don't apply here. This person's waiting for something to pan out that was already written out of the story. That was just a little one-off hurdle for you to jump. It wasn't a real plot point. Not for them, right? This person, you know what I'm hearing? This person thought that this beef or these triggered feelings were going to make them a permanent or semi-permanent supporting character, right? They thought they were about to get a supporting role in your show. This person thought they were going to cast themselves in your show. They really thought that creating conflict for you was going to guarantee them a spot on your show. And that's why they're so mad. Because they like what you're doing. They wanted to. It's like when those people on the internet are like, they would date a couple or whatever, and it's like, really, they just want to like have a bit of what those. It's like, ooh, I want those. I want their relationship. I'm not gonna go create it myself. I just want to impose myself in the middle of your relationship because it looks really good, right? That's this person. They thought they liked everything you were doing, and they thought that they were going to somehow just like copy paste themselves in the middle of your life. Destiny swap, right? That's what it's giving. And they fail. That's why they fail. That's why they fail. Because Spirit said, boo boo, you already have a destiny. Spirit said, boo, you already have a destiny. Why are you trying to take the collective's destiny? You already have one. You literally have a stage waiting for you. Confused, Delulu, right? Here, a great traveler is attentive to their surroundings. This is our last card. I know this reading's long. Thank you guys so much for sticking around. I really hope you're enjoying this reading, okay? If you made it this far, drop me a flaming heart in the comments, okay? But yeah, a great traveler is attentive to their surroundings. This person, what's happening right now is that you're just more aware. Right? And I'm kind of getting it double ways, right? You're so much more aware now of the type of stuff that's going to be on your path. But I'm also getting this person is realizing that they're not that perceptive, right? This person is realizing that they have missed a lot and they've misread a lot, right? This person, their intuition, but also just like I said, their perception, their mindset has them in a heavy, thick veil that they need to deconstruct. Okay, they need to find this way through this veil, because I'm getting like a deep fog. This person, I'm getting a fog about their perspective. It's giving toxic, but I'm getting miseducation. This person doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm getting somebody who's probably spiritual, thinks they're spiritual, but they don't know what they're talking about. They use the craft, they use their discipline for foolish things. They oh my god. Anyway, they need to go back to school. So I'm going to end your reading here, collective. Like I said, thank y'all for sticking with me through this reading. It's been long. Drop me a flaming heart if you made it all the way. I love you guys. I really hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Give me a hype. And if you would like to leave a comment, I would appreciate that. And if you would like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye.